guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily Jean if you haven't been here before. So today we are filming a Valentine's Day makeup tutorial. This is more of a natural for the everyday girl. I'm just very Valentine's Day inspired with all the pink, very feminine tone. All drugstore makeup, and I use the Carli Bybel palette. So if you want to go from this to this, then just keep watching. So first for primer, I do want to keep this look very glowy, but I do want to fill in my pores. One of my favorite pore filling primers is the Baby Skin from Maybelline. So I'm going to apply this just to my T-zone and where I have those bigger pores. You guys know I go crazy if my hair's in my face. Okay, next for foundation, this is one of the best foundations at the drugstore. I believe it's under $10. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. So I'm going to take this, but because I want a more natural, very glowy look, I'm going to mix in my L'Oreal Magic Lumi. This is kind of a glowy sort of enhancer. You can apply it before or you can mix it in with your foundation. I'm going to mix it in today. Okay, so I'm just going to take this. It has kind of like a spatula type thing, and put that on the back of my hand. Just kind of scooping out like 3 paddles of it. And then I'm going to take this and make sure you shake it up really good because sometimes it breaks apart, and just do 1 pump of that, which is very glowy, white looking. And I'm just going to dot this all over my face. And I'm going to apply it with a damped beauty sponge. This one's from Real Techniques. This is my favorite beauty sponge ever, and they sell them in like really big packs, so it's definitely a great deal. So I'm going to take this off the back of my hand and blend this all over my face. Okay, now we have our foundation on. I love that foundation because you can really get a light layer. This is pretty light for me, but you can also build it up if you want a little bit more coverage. So I kept it pretty light today, and then I'm going to go in with concealer. I'm taking the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This is the shade 15. I love this concealer. I'm going to apply this under my eyes as usual. And you can see it's definitely a paler shade. This will definitely help highlight and lift our eyes upward. And then also in my regular highlighting areas. And again, blend that out with a beauty sponge. To set the face, I would normally go with my Coty Airspun, which is very affordable, usually at Walmart or Amazon, but I know it's a little bit harder to find because it's that good. People message me all the time saying they can't find it, and that's just because it's always sold out. But check on your Amazon if you want this. So instead of using this today, because it's a little bit hard to get your hands on, I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is a beautiful comparison to this. I do prefer this one a little bit more, but this is at your drugstore, should be right around the corner from you. So I'm going to take this in the shade 10 Fair, and I'm going to do the same thing that I would do with my Coty Airspun. You want to dab out your creases first very quickly, and then I dip this right into the powder and I set and push under my eyes. I'm not really baking because I'm going to sweep this away immediately, but I do apply more than needed and then sweep away excess. I also apply this on my eyelids, which will definitely help prepare for your shadow. Now taking my big fluffy brush, and I always take a little bit of excess powder on there when I sweep away, and just sweeping this away and kind of setting the rest of my face. Bring it down your neck just to make sure everything is blended and looking normal. Now for bronzer, I'm sure you guys could guess this. I'm going to take the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is the best bronzer at the drugstore or in general. I prefer this over some of the higher end bronzers out there. So I'm going to take this on one of my favorite Real Techniques brushes, the cheek brush. I use this all the time. So I'm just going to go in there and do my regular contour bronzing. I'm going to try and keep this very light and blown out so it looks a little bit more natural and effortless than super shaped out. Temples and forehead. Okay, now for for blush, I'm taking my e.l.f. blush palette. If you watch my one brand tutorial, you know I love this. I'm going to take this really pretty pink corally shade. It kind of has some shimmer in it, and apply that to my cheeks. I'm going to go back in with this big brush and kind of blend that all together, making sure everything looks seamless. Highlight. This is one of my favorite, more natural, pretty glow within highlighters. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. This is in the shade Rose, I believe. I think this is the lightest one. So I'm going to take this and my highlighter brush, kind of swirl all of the shades together, apply it to the tip of my nose, Cupid's bow, chin, and my cheekbones. I love the, like, it is an intense glow, but it's a very pretty glow within. There's no chunks. It's very smooth and pretty. I'm also going to apply this kind of to the apples of my cheeks to give a more youthful, extra glowy look. Okay, now that you're a lot closer and personal to my face. Okay, so we're going to start with our eyebrows. I always like taking one of these clean spoolies. I bought like a huge pack on Amazon for super cheap. And I'm just going to kind of brush through them, because there's foundation and powder and lotion from this morning in there. My brows are crazy. And today I'm going to be using one of my favorite brow products. This one does take a little bit more time, so you could just use a brown eyeshadow, but I'm going to do this today. This is the eyebrow gel from NYX, and this is in the shade Brunette. Sparse brows, you can really fill in and make a very bold brow with this. So I'm going to take this brush from MAC. This is the 208, and it's just a little angled brush. Dip in a little bit of there, and a little goes a long way. And I'm just going to fill in the tail and ahead of my brow. See the difference? It's very filled in and bold, and then this one has a few missing parts. Okay, next, you can totally skip the step I just did if you have more full brows or if you just don't like a bold brow in general. This is the Tinted Brow Mascara from NYX, and this is in the shade Brunette as well. So this is kind of like a tinted gel. This will help set your brows as well as kind of give them some color. So if you want to be super easy and natural, you could just do this step to kind of fill them in super fast instead of penciling them in. This is the eyeshadow palette we're using for this look. This is the collab with BH Cosmetics and Carli Bybel. This is the first palette she came out with. If you're unfamiliar, she's a very popular beauty guru. So this is a very mauve-y, pinky, natural tone eyeshadow palette. They do sell it at Ulta, but she came out with a newer and improved one. So they do not have this one anymore, but the new one is almost identical to this, but a little bit bigger. So you actually get more choices in the new one. I'll show you a picture on the screen right here, and I'll link that one down below. It's at most Ultas and as well as online. Super affordable, under 20 bucks for these big nice shadows, and these are actually highlighters as well, which is beautiful because there's one for every skin tone. And then there's beautiful matte shades and shimmer shades, so we're going to do something pretty natural with this palette. So to start off, I'm going to take this duo fiber brush and take this matte banana shade. Obviously you can see I use this one a lot. These have such great pigment, and I'm just going to kind of set down my eyelids. You guys know I do this with every look on my channel and just in daily life. I always set my eyelids with a bone matte shade before I start my eye look. No matter what I'm doing, even if I'm not wearing eyeshadow that day, I will always set my eyelids with a bone matte shadow. Next, taking this fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in with the first mauve shade right here. It's the most lightest shade in the palette, and just kind of dip in there, kick off the excess, and throw this in my crease. I'm going to keep this more focused on the outer half of my eye. Now going in with the same exact shade, but a more densely packed crease brush. This is from Sigma. This is the E35. I've used this for years. Taking that same shade, this will just kind of intensify the color, and I'm keeping this focused on the outer half in the crease. Definitely focusing this color, not blending outward or upward or anywhere too crazy, just to define that crease a little bit more. I'm taking this more flat shader crease brush, and I'm taking the next shade over. It has a little bit more purple tones in it. Taking a little bit of that and focusing this on my outer corner. Okay. Now I'm going to take this flat definer brush, and we're going to take this darkest purple. So instead of using a black liquid liner, I'm going to take this, and actually I'm going to mix it with that brown shade just so we don't get too much purple going on. So I'm mixing these two, and I'm going to use this to line my upper lash line. Now going in with the same brush and going in with that first shade we used in our crease, and I'm going to smoke this out on the lower lash line. Again, keeping this on the outer half of my eye and connecting it upward to the shadow we have up here. There's a slight fallout, so I'm just taking this fluffy brush and sweeping that away very lightly. Now taking this flat little shader brush, I'm going to take the first highlighting shade in the palette, this really pretty pale pink, and I'm going to spray it a little bit. I have my NYX Dewy Finish spray. This is from the drugstore as well. I'm going to spray that in the center of my eyelid. Will your name appear? I'm just gonna curl my eyelashes. Before I apply mascara or anything black on my face, I do like spraying my face now, just so nothing transfers and it just sets all the makeup now, all these powders we have going on. So this is the NYX Dewy Finish. They also make a matte one, so if you have very oily skin, I would recommend using the matte spray. I'm going to take the L'Oreal Luminous Lash Paradise. This is very comparable to the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, almost identical. So I'm going to apply this to my top and lower lashes. Okay, now for our lips, I'm taking this NYX lip liner in the shade Nude Pink, and I love their lip liners. It's just a really pretty natural pink shade. And I'm just going to line my lips like normal. Okay, now taking a very old favorite. This is the NYX Butter Gloss. I literally used to like collect these in middle school. This is in the shade Angel Food Cake. Honestly, like I lost a bunch of them. I would normally use like a more nude one, but we're just going to go with this. This is a very mauve-y shade, so it will complement the eyes well. This is super pink, and I want to add kind of like a pop of a nude in the center to kind of make them look a little more plump. This is another one of my favorite glosses. This is the L'Oreal lip gloss. There's no name on it, rubbed off, but it comes in this little package, and it's in the shade Nude Ballet. Apply this to the center of my lips to kind of tone that down a little bit. When you pass in front of me. Okay, so this is the completed makeup look. I know natural has a different definition for every person in the makeup world, but this is my definition of natural. I think it just really amplifies your natural features. No fake lashes, no crazy matte liquid lip, very glowy skin, nothing super high coverage, and some pretty neutral shades on the eyes. So this is a very easy look to get, as well as all the products are so accessible and affordable for you guys. I'll make sure to link every product I use down below, and let me know if you guys recreate this look. Please DM them to me on Instagram. You can follow me here, and I love seeing what you guys do on yourselves. So I got my nails done today. I'm in the spirit of Valentine's Day, even though I have no date, no boyfriend. We're gonna pass that, but my boyfriend this year is makeup. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.